Good morning, Spiritual Life Center. Welcome to the SLC Sunday Experience. We're so glad you're here today on this Palm Sunday. Your soul is welcome here. You are in the right place at the right time. We're going to sing about that.
Just where you're meant to be, and let the ascension process begin. That's what we're going to hear about. Let's sing about how we're welcome here.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. In the right place. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. Oh my soul is welcome here. Oh my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
My soul is welcome. Your soul is welcome. All souls are welcome.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome. Oh, my soul is welcome. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome.
I'm getting the message.
I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here.
Oh, you're welcome.
My soul is welcome here.
Everybody's
My
welcome.
soul is welcome here.
Everybody.
My soul is
Everybody.
My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
Oh, and it's Palm Sunday.
I was so entranced I forgot to come up.
Yeah, there's a special exuberance going on right about now here. Well, good morning once again, Reverend Deborah. Good to see you as our souls indeed are welcome here.
And good morning, Reverend James, and we greet you this morning in the name of all that is good, all that is sacred, and all that is holy, and in the warm and loving energy of this community, Spiritual Life Center. Spiritual Life Center honors all people worshiping in temples, mosques, churches, stone circles, and the beautiful temples of nature because we know there is no space that God does not grace. And if you're with us for the very first time today, whether you are watching us online or here in person, we especially want to welcome you because we know that you are not here by accident. Every one of us is here by divine appointment. And we're so excited and pleased, especially with, a special Palm Sunday service, to be able to be together, and then our excitement really extends to when you silence your electronic devices. And please refrain from flash photography during the service.
Well, we created that clearing to connect with this presence that is beyond words, but is so very real. A presence that we can lean on at any time. So let's rest in this presence, assured that all is well when we do. We recognize that we live and move and have our beingness in something that's invisible, that we can't fully define, but we know is there. We come under its government and its guidance. We allow it to have its way with us. It provides the answers to the mysterious questions that we have. And as we allow this presence to have its way with us in thought, word, and action, and we know that the words that we speak, the actions that we take, all the things that we do on the three-dimensional plane are in tune with this higher dimension that we call God presence. So we're grateful that we can be the vessels and vehicles of this presence, to let God be God in us. And as we do, we anchor on earth all of its qualities. First and foremost, divine love itself, that which holds together everything. And then all of its offspring of peace and joy and wisdom and wholeness and divine and compelling right action and healing and all of those things that Spirit has that we have as well. So we go forth with this, knowing this, feeling this, expressing this, and we affirm in the name and the nature of the Spirit of the living God that all is well and all is good in God's neighborhood. Amen.
Amen.
Well, we have a very important purpose at Spiritual Life Center as reflected in our mission statement. And I invite you to join in as we affirm it together. To transform lives, to make a positive difference in the world as we love, serve, and remember. And we carry that out as we follow these 5 universal principles in our life to the best of our ability. Again, let's speak them aloud together. God is absolute good and everywhere present. People are inherently good. Thoughts create our experiences. Prayer and meditation are how we connect with God, and we must take action. Well, one of the things that we do each year between the anniversary of the death of Martin Luther King and Mahatma Gandhi is honor and affirm the Season for Nonviolence. And during this time, we have a member of our community, a friend of our community, to share about the principles and speak on one of them. And today we have Becky McPhee to come forward. So welcome, Becky.
Today, I am aware of how my actions affect others. Mother Teresa said, "Kind words can be short and easy to speak, but their echoes are truly endless." Our thoughts, our words, and our actions are creative activity. But what are we creating? Today, Blessed Spirit, let me be aware of the power of my words. Let my words, as well as my actions, be only positive, enriching, and uplifting for all those who cross my path today. Today, I offer myself to be in service to you by aligning my actions with your will for the highest good of all. Jesus taught us to love your neighbor as yourself, is one of the greatest commandments. Let me express my true nature as a child of God by allowing divine love to shine forth from within me, blessing all those whose lives I touch today. When I think about the most fulfilling moments of my life, they're the ones where I affected somebody else's. The moments when I could see that my existence mattered. These moments are so important because they showed me that I have influence on the world around me and that the impact of my actions can outreach the boundaries of my own physical existence. Just as ripples spread out when a single pebble is dropped into water, the actions of individuals can have far-reaching effects. These are the words of the Dalai Lama. Every single action each of us makes creates a ripple, no matter how noticeable or discreet, deliberate or accidental, whether for better or for worse. We have it within our power to make a difference. But with great power comes great responsibility. Every single one of us has a choice in how we use this power, and we make that decision every single day when we wake up and we decide who we want to be. In Minnesota, during 2020, a man came by the drive-thru window of a Dairy Queen and asked to pay for the meal of a car behind him. From that one small gesture of kindness, over 900 cars followed in that act of kindness, paying for the next car's meal. This chain lasted for 2.5 days. One man paying it forward created a ripple that touched the lives of almost 1,000 people. And yet, in a more extreme instance of paying it forward, in 2015, a woman named Kathy Hart heard the story of a 7-year-old boy whom she did not know that was in dire need of a kidney. She took it upon herself to offer up one of hers. After learning that her kidney was not a match for the boy, she became so committed to the idea of helping someone else with this life-saving gift She ended up donating her kidney to a national registry without knowing the person who would receive it. Her selflessness resulted in 250 other kidney donations that may otherwise not have occurred if it weren't for her initial donation. Whether it be donating your kidney to a stranger, paying for someone else at a drive-thru, or even just giving someone else a smile, the impact you have can make someone's day or even save someone's life. Just like the ripples from a pebble, the smallest acts of kindness can have the largest impacts. While there's a lot in the world that our individual ripples may never reach, there's also a lot more in the world that our ripples can reach, more than we could ever imagine. The echoes of our words and the ripples of our actions give all of us the power to live eternally through the hearts and minds of those who we affect. It's up to you to decide how you want to leave the world around you behind. Thank you.
Great job. Great job, Becky, and we know the world's in good hands with folks like you around us. Yes.
What an amazing finale to Season for Nonviolence. Thank you. Thank you. So this is Palm Sunday, which means we are going into Holy Week, which means we have extra services. And on Wednesday night, we have the Holy Week communion service with Reverend Jameson. I will be there. Music will be with Ari Shiflett and Paula Mandela. And we didn't put it on the slide, but we will also have some of our prayer chaplains with us. We will have the meal at 6 o'clock, and then the service starts at 7. And then on Friday, there is the Good Friday service, the 7 last words of Jesus, a metaphysical view of Good Friday. We do not drag you through the crucifixion. It's okay. You can come. Reverend James and I will be here, and Larry will offer the music for that program, and that program starts at 7 o'clock. And then, of course, we've got Easter Sunday, but Reverend James will talk about that later.
Well, if you're new to the Spiritual Life Center and want to know more information about us and maybe be considering become a member at Spiritual Life Center, we're having an information session today at 1 o'clock, and it's going to take place in the prayer room across the hall. Or you can check it out at Zoom. And if you answer, we'll be able to answer questions about what Spiritual Life Center offers, who we are, what we're about. Also get to know you, and it'll be a good opportunity for you to get more information to decide whether you want to take that next step. So we invite those who are interested in any way to come forward, and we'll meet you, myself and Sally, around 1 o'clock today.
And other board-related news, they have extended the application time for applications for becoming a board member until April 7th. So if you are still in discernment about whether or not you would like to become a board member, now remember the board is the group that sets the vision for Spiritual Life Center, and it's quite an important job. And so if you are still considering it, they'll be out at the table in the courtyard, and of course I believe the application is online as well.
Yes. Well, you know, one of our purposes here at Spiritual Life Center is to get folks to engage in a transformational process to move from where they are to where they can be. And one of the powerful programs that we have is the Quantum Living Program, and that's going to be offered starting April the 9th. But we have a video for someone who will share and give a testimony about how there's power of it and to engage you in the possibility of joining when we have the class.
Hey, this is Reverend Richard Burdick, and I just wanted to extend my deepest gratitude to Dr. Gary Simmons and to Dr. Jane Simmons for the incredible Q Effect class that we just have taken. It was eye-opening. It was transformative in that I got a deep chance to look at what was going on at the core of my belief system, the core of my emotional body, and begin to clean house, so to speak, to get rid of those stories, those memories, those false memories, actually, that allowed me to be more fully present to the miracle of now and to realize that there is no drama in my life, there is no difficulty in my life, there's just opportunities for me to heal that which needs to be released. And so I'm incredibly grateful. I recommend this to my colleagues who are working with congregations. I recommend it to anybody who is working with groups of people as a wonderful opportunity to to be more centered, to be more grounded, to be more awake, to be more aware, and to be more aware especially of those triggers that we're holding that have nothing to do with what's going on and everything to do with who we are and what we've believed.
Well, if you're interested in having your own transformation experience, we strongly encourage you to take a look at this 7-week course. It starts on April the 9th and goes for 6 consecutive Tuesdays, I believe it is.
And
So-
Elaine Rowe, our
Elaine's gonna
certified coach,
facilitate.
will be teaching it.
So.
Yeah, you can sign up for it in the courtyard. And another transformational thing is having fun. And so we have Bloomin' Bingo on April 12th. So all you bingo people, get ready. You can go register for that online as well and buy your cards and do all the things you need to do to be ready for it. It's Friday, April 12th from 7 to 8:30 here in the sanctuary.
And it is fun. I did go to a couple of them, and I learned a lot about bingo I didn't know about. So there's some serious bingo players around here. Well, one of the things that's important to our Spiritual Life Center is our youth ministry, and we're going to have Janée, Reverend Janée, to come forward just to give us an update on what's happening in that part of our community.
Thank you. Well, good morning. I bring a warm and loving welcome from all of us in Youth Ed. It's good to be with you today. This month, along with our lessons, we've been learning a song that we were going to share with you today. But we've had a lot of kiddos that have been out sick this month, so we're postponing our debut. And we will let you know soon when we're going to be doing that. And we're still having a really good time learning it. And our kids will make a presence today at the end of service, so look for them. Next week is Easter, and we are having our annual Easter egg hunt between services at 10:30. We'll be using the fire station across the street again, and it'll just be a lot of fun. Have them bring their basket, and our teens, the Easter Bunny will be here. We are a priority for the Easter Bunny, and so our teens will be helping the Easter Bunny stuff all the eggs and hide all the eggs. And honestly, they facilitate this entire process, and it's really wonderful. So I hope you'll bring your kids and join us between services at 10:30. So if you come early, please stay late, and if you come late, please come early. Our teens have a May rally coming up, and it's the first weekend in May, and Becky McPhee and Renee Moskovitz have done a lot of work planning for this rally, and we're all very excited that they'll be spending the entire weekend at the Lodestar Ranch. And this is really an awesome opportunity for all the teens in our region. And I wanted to share with you that this rally is $300 per person for our teens and for our adult sponsors. And we offer half scholarships for any of our kids that need them, and some full scholarships when necessary. Our teens volunteer hours to work those hours off here, which is a blessing for all of us, and I think including the teens. And in the last, since we've got so many of our teens now, we've had to also rent a van for this event, right? And the reason that I'm sharing this all with you is because I want you to know that every dollar that we fundraise goes to support these kids and them making it to rally. And so I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the ways that you support us in that. And that leads right into selling Easter candy. For all of you that have a sweet tooth that you're trying to crave, we started last week. We have sold a lot, but we still have some out there if you'd like to make a purchase today, and we'll also be selling candy on Easter Sunday. We've also set the date for our jewelry sale. It's going to be May the 15th, or the 12th, and the following Sunday, the 19th. And I have gotten so much jewelry already. Just thank you, all of you, for all of the ways that you support our kids. This is such a fun event, and I'm so looking forward to it. And so just the warmest, biggest thank you to all of you. We love you. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Janée.
And of course, we always remind you each week that there are many ways to become connected at a Spiritual Life Center, and there's many activities that foster transformation here. So be sure and check out our weekly small group and other offerings. And you can go out to the courtyard, look at the bulletin board, chat with the ladies at the hub, sign up for the things that you can sign up for, and of course, anything that you could possibly ever want to know about us is on our website.
And of course, one of the reasons folks come to our different events is to make connections with those of like mind on this path of spiritual growth and unfoldment. But you don't have to make an event to connect with someone. You can connect with someone right here, right now. So in a manner that feels comfortable for you, I invite you to turn to a friend or a neighbor or a friend to be and just say, you are marvelous and glad you are here.
And we invite you to stay standing and join us in singing our group song, Day by Day. Please join us in singing.
Day by day, day by day. Oh, dear Lord, three things I pray: to see thee more clearly, love thee more dearly, follow thee more nearly, day by day, day by day, day by day. Oh, dear Lord, three things I pray: to see thee more clearly, love thee more dearly, follow thee more nearly, day by day, day by day, day by day. Oh, dear Lord, three things I pray: to see thee more clearly, love thee more dearly, follow thee more nearly, day by day, day by day, day by day, day by day. Oh, dear Lord, three things I pray: to see thee more clearly, love thee more dearly, follow thee more nearly, day by day, day by day. Oh, dear Lord, three things I pray: to see thee more clearly, love thee more dearly, to see thee more clearly, love thee more dearly, to see thee more clearly, love thee more dearly, to see thee more clearly, love thee more dearly, follow thee more clearly, day by day, day by day by day by day by day.
Seated. Oh.
As we settle in and prepare for meditation, let's speak together our vision statement. Spiritual Life Center is a loving, vibrant family that welcomes home all people and accepts everyone, no exceptions. Weaving ancient spiritual traditions with emerging wisdom, we cultivate spiritual deepening with the divine, each other, and our planet. And let's sing this beautiful chant by Kathy Zavato.
I invite you to take a nice deep breath, settle into your chair. And please join us in singing.
I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory.
As we move into our time of meditation, let's breathe together. Breathing in and breathing out. Allow the vibration of that beautiful chant to move into the depths of your soul. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory of God. I am. I am. Feel how your entire body responds to this truth. I am. Breathing in and breathing out. Feel your body, your mind, your entire nervous system relaxing, letting go. With each breath, softening into the still waters within. As your body relaxes and your mind quiets, notice what arises. What's been here all along. This presence of God within you. This presence of love that you are. This presence that permeates all of creation. This presence. You are evolving from a limited sense of your separate self to the truth of who you are. And that is what Palm Sunday is all about. A transformation of consciousness. God is awake in you, as you, right now, always has been. And each of us are waking up to that presence within us, discovering who we really are. If you realized how beautiful you are, you would fall at your own feet. We are transformed by the renewing of our mind. Transformation is a way of life, and sometimes it can be messy. But in the midst of all the changes in our bodies, in our lives, in our world, there is a constant within us that doesn't change. The God of our being, the Christ, that is always there and always available to us. And together, we're coming to know and to trust this presence of God that we are. The story of your life and the history of the world are written with the same hand, the hand of your Creator, the hand of your God. Everything that happens to us, everything happens to wake us up to the truth of our being, the love that we are. God is there in the midst of it. Our life is God's invitation to awaken. And we are all awakening We are one in this together. And so we take our brother's hand, we take our sister's hand, and we rise up together, being love in the world, being a reminder to any who have forgotten their way home. You are here to love. It's all our presence knows. Just like the sun's only purpose is to shine, God's purpose is to love through you and through me. As we take a moment in the silence, rest here in the infinite love of your Creator, the infinite love that you are. In the light, in the love, in the glory of God, I am. Thank you, God. Thank you, God.
You are here, moving in our midst. We welcome you. We welcome you. You are here, working in this place. We welcome you. We welcome you. You are here, moving in our midst. We welcome you. We welcome you. You are here, working in this place. We welcome you. We welcome you. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are here,
welcome you.
We welcome you.
We welcome you.
Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. That is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are.
You wipe away all tears. You mend a broken heart with the answer to it all. Helping us to see. You wipe away all tears. You mend a broken heart with the answer to it all. Show us all triumphantly.
Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are.
You are here, touching my life. I welcome you. I welcome you. You are here, meeting every need. We welcome you. We welcome you.
Thank you for that welcome and reminding us who we are, why we're here. You know, at the earlier service, I had this flash in my mind. You know, sometimes when you write a text, you say LOL, and I thought of them, LAL, Lori, Ann, and Larry. You know, so that's my new.
Lined up is ALL.
Oh.
Because they're all we need.
Yes, yeah. Oh. I tell you, it's just coming down directions from all kinds of directions today. Well, welcome to Palm Sunday. It's the start of Holy Week. You know, normally during this time, you know, when leading up to the Easter, you know, there's a lot of conversation about the central character, Jesus, the center of attention. And sometimes people bring up questions about who was he? What did he really do? What did he represent? Did he even exist? And depending upon who you talk to, you'll get a different perspective on who he was and different responses to him and what people get from him. And I think there's so many different perspectives about this historical figure and why people talk about him so many different ways, because we really know very little about him. You know, and most of the time, you know, if you look at the scriptural references, you know, we know a little bit about him up until he's about 12 years old. He kind of disappears, he ghosts everybody for about 30, till he's 30. He comes back. He does this miraculous stuff, and then, he's kind of up, gone again, and back for a little while. So, but what we do know about him, or at least understand through the stories, we read about him that he fulfilled his divine potential probably like no other person before or since. In fact, some individuals said you couldn't tell where he began and this human part began and the spirit began or was left off. which is the reason that he was able to say, when you see me, you see the presence that sent me, or the Father and I are one. But he also went on to say that all the things that I have done, you can do, because you can do even greater things than I have done, because like himself, we can go to the source. We can go to the Father. So he didn't walk around saying, look at me, look at what I've done. I am the Son of God. He said, look at you as a child of God and what you can do. So he represents our possibilities. And it doesn't really matter what spiritual path we may take, whatever name we may attach it to. In fact, as one of my mentors would say, just imagine that Jesus is sitting at a table, and there's a Buddhist and a Hindu, a Muslim, or a Zoroastrian. Maybe there's someone who doesn't believe anything. They call them an agnostic or an atheist. Do you think Jesus would say, all of you must forsake your beliefs and accept mine, accept Christianity, which didn't exist at that time? It's a whole different story. But that's not what he taught. What he taught was a universal truth, which followers eventually turned into, quote, a Christian religion. I'd have to believe that if Jesus were here today, if he did decide to come back, but, like I said, the Christ has never left. He's always with us. But if he did come back in the flesh, he might look at all of these so-called churches started in his name and look at it as being somewhat strange. He might walk in some of these places and see all those pictures on the wall that they have of him. The one where he's in pain. And he probably would say something like, is that the best picture that you can find of me? I mean, come on, there had to be some other pictures, the time I had some supper with all the other, that's the best picture. Anyway, as we look at Jesus, not as the great exception, although he was exceptional from what we can see, but as a model of what's possible for us and what's expected of us when we fulfill our divine potential. And of course, it's not an easy thing to do. I had an opportunity to be in a group of people that was with Maya Angelou, who passed away a few years ago, who was a very devout follower of New Thought and unity, and a very spiritual person herself. And somewhere in the conversation, somebody said, I'm a Christian. And her response to that person was, what, already? And what she was saying is that there's a distinction between being a Christian and living a Christ life. You say you're a Christian is maybe a once-in-a-lifetime ceremonial event that says somehow I'm saved from all my faults in life, with the notion that God is completely outside of ourselves, somewhere out there. But living the Christ life is following the teachings of Jesus with the realization that God is eternally within us. And we all have that Christ nature within us. Now, I understand that many people have a problem with that word, Christ. I mean, I can relate because, for many years ago, for a long time, I had an aversion to the word until I understood its full meaning, and then I got over it. Then I realized I was letting other people to define it for me as opposed to make my own interpretation of how it meant, or what it meant for me. I had to redefine that. And if you don't like that word, I always say, people, you can use a different word. You can call it the force. You can call it the genius. You can call it potential within, the inner power, our divinity. We can use any of those words for the word Christ. It simply means that part of God within all of us. So we call it what we will. But our job is to call it forth as an activity of our awareness, because whether we're conscious or not, whether we admit it or not, there is a hunger in each of us to express our divine potential in the same way that was expressed by the Master. So we look at Jesus for ways and look at his stories and look for means and methods and strategies for that divine, that Christ, that force to become full bloom in our awareness. So today we're talking about the Ascension process. It's a process which over time we spiritualize every aspect of our life, so we can stand and be the living proof of these principles that we say we believe in. I've always come to the realization it does no good to say that God is all that there is. It does no good to say that we're surrounded by a divine and perfect presence. It does no good to say that we're living and moving and having our beingness in God unless we're proving it in our life and bearing witness to the good that we say we believe in. Because we're not here to convert people to another theology. We're here to prove the principle to such a degree that our lives glow, they shine, they radiate with this vibration. That those that see us see the God presence that we represent. So today is Palm Sunday. And people celebrate lots of different ways throughout the world. And I think it's something we celebrate every day because it's about evolving and growing into our spiritual self. So we have this pictorial parable of the triumphant entry. And it's not merely about Jesus the person. Jesus is symbolizing and representing a divine principle within us. And when we follow and allow this Christ nature, this force to guide us, we will navigate through any situation that we face in our life. So here's the picture. Jesus riding on a donkey, riding in Jerusalem with palms being laid out before him. And they're saying, Hosanna, Hosanna to the highest. And I think somewhere along the line, I don't know if he said this, he said, be careful when they praise you because the same people that praise you, they also bring you down. But that's another story. But that Hosanna and the palms being laid down has a wonderful meaning for us. It represents the evolution of our soul from the animal consciousness that he was representing by riding on the donkey to human consciousness, to evolving into our divine consciousness. Jesus riding on the donkey means he had control over his animal nature. And he was riding into the holy city, representing at one-ment with God, our oneness with our divinity. He had dominion over the animal nature and that part of us that sometimes reacts. But he rose above that and evolved to live into his spiritual and his divine nature. So Palm Sunday is that spiritual celebration of that evolution or that ascension all of us are moving through on some level or another. And in the ascension process in which every aspect of our life is spiritualized, we see from a spiritual perspective. We see with spiritual eyes. Now, to get there, we must first be aware we're operating oftentimes from a reactionary perspective, from a survival mode, which is a part of our process. But on that level, our attention often becomes contracted. And we focus on doubt. We focus on fear. We focus on worry. But we don't want to stay there. Because if we do, we stay blocked from seeing the vision of possibilities that the Spirit of the living God has for us and is there all of the time. But sometimes we will not see it when we're contracted in that energy field, that human way of seeing the world, even when something magnificent is right in front of us. There's a story in the Eastern philosophy about a kind of, how should I say, mischievous character. I think they call him Rasputin. I don't know if that is his name, but it's going to be his name for this story. And Rasputin would always be getting into trouble and with the authorities. And Rasputin used to go from one country to the next, and he would cross over to the border, and then the individuals who would be watching the border were trying to stop people from smuggling stuff outside the country. And so Rasputin came up to the border, and the officer knew that he was smuggling something, and he said, stop, and he searched his donkey, and he didn't find anything in any of the backpacks that was on the donkey, and he let him through. But he had this feeling he was smuggling something. And so the next time he came back, he said, I'm going to check Rasputin's clothes and all of his pockets and see what in the world is he smuggling from this country to the next. Didn't find anything. And this went on month after month, because every month he would go across, from one country to the next. And it was just bugging this guy that he knew Rasputin was smuggling something across country lines. And so after this went on for about 30 years, he told Rasputin, said, look, I'm retiring next week. I know deep down in my heart that you are smuggling something across the border. I'm not going to tell anybody, but I just need to know for me, what were you smuggling across the border? And Rasputin said to him, donkeys. Donkeys. And I say that sometimes when we focus on our animal level of being on the human part only, oftentimes we miss, you need a little more laughter now. We miss out on seeing the infinite possibilities that Spirit has for us because our attention is contracted. It's not seeing what's there in front of us. One energy and one way that keeps us contracted and keeps us from seeing what Spirit has in store for us is worry. Worry. You know, many people have a belief, unconscious as it may be, that they have to worry all the time. But as I like to say, worry is like paying money on interest you have not borrowed. Paying interest on money you haven't borrowed. There's no dividends there. There's no return there. You know, because some people have this, they catastrophize everything. Some folks have a place mark in their worry vibration. You know, they may get temporarily inspired. You know, they may get rid of the worry for a little bit. You know, they may come to Spiritual Life Center or some other place and they start singing the song, I am as God created me in the light, in the love, and the glory, or day by day, day by day. Oh, dear Lord, this thing I pray. And, you know, and so they go about and they forget about their worry just for a moment. But then when it's over, they walk out in this parking lot. They say, now let me see, what was it that I was so worried about? I had this on my mind. Come on, what is that worry? And they may get to the point where they're worrying so much that they need a 12-step worry program. You know, they have to go into the meeting and say, yeah, my name is James and I worry. I'm worried all the time. And, you know, one moment I started worrying and I lost all my friends and they didn't know who I was, so I went back to worrying again. And worry is a part of our animal instinct, our human way of being in the world. But worry is not a spiritual quality. Now, there are times, you know, it's okay to be concerned about things and, you know, have some degree of vigilance, and because it protects us, it keeps us safe. But there's a part that may run amok, and all it does is worry. It catastrophizes. It creates the worst case scenarios, and this prevents and obstructs and blocks and delays all the knowingness of God from working in and as our life. It stops us from spiritually ascending. But this whole worry state, which is sometimes a habit, I know we get into that, can be stopped with a degree of practice. When we do that, we have to give it something to do. We got to keep it busy. As I like to say, sometimes we got to keep that part of us busy until the Holy Spirit does the work, until the Spirit of God does the work. So, as I thought about that, I thought about a story of a monk, of course. And he had this wonderful disciple. It was an African-American guy. You'll see later why that was important, at least to this story. And this guy went to go see this monk, and he wanted the disciple to give him a mantra to lift his vibration. He wanted to get that vibration lifted so he could command a particular spirit entity to do his bidding for him. And he knew if he raised his vibration that he would get to a point that he could have this entity show up. So he went to the monk, and he threw himself down before the monk as his student. And he said, I want a mantra that can bring me to that point where I lift my vibration, where I command the spirit that comes forward to do what I want it to do for me. And the monk said, well, I can teach you this, but there's a catch. This spirit that you're about to command always has to have something to do. And if you don't give it something to do, it will devour you. It will eat you alive. And the guy said, no big deal. I got a lot of stuff for this spirit to do. And he started thinking about all the things he wanted this spirit to do on his behalf. And so the monk gave him the mantra. And he started repeating the mantra over and over again. His vibration got lifted. He was feeling connected. And all of a sudden, the spirit entity appeared. And he said to the guy, what shall I do for you, master? And so he said to the spirit, I want a palace, make it big and beautiful. And then when he told him and gave him the instructions, he went down to take a nap. And before he can close his eye, the spirit was back and said, I finished, master. What else? He said to himself, man, I couldn't even get a nap. I couldn't even close my eyes. He was already done. He said, okay, I want it filled with servants and wonderful food cooking when I get home. And in an instant, it was done. He still hadn't laid down to take that nap he wanted. And so when he came back, the Spirit asked him, well, what else should I do, Master? And he said to him, cut the lawn. It was done. Paint it another color. It was done. He went on, and he could not keep up with this particular spirit. And the Spirit said, I'm getting hungry. I'm getting hungry. I'm going to devour you. And so the guy went and hightailed it back to the monk and said, help me. The Spirit is about to devour me. And the monk said, man, I told you if you were going to get involved with this, what was going to happen. And the guy said, please, at this moment, don't give me advice. Save my life. So the monk plucked one of the super curly hairs out of the guy's head, African-American guy. I was looking at a picture of me when I had so much hair on my head years ago. Where did that hair go? I had a big old afro. I said, man, that's a whole different person. Anyway, he plucked one of the hairs out of the guy's head, and he took the hair, and he said to the disciple, now make this hair, he did to the Spirit, he said, now make this hair stand straight. He held it, and every time he let it go, it curled back up. He'd hold it, and it curled back up. And he said to the disciple, now tell him to do what you want him to do, and after you tell him, just give him the hair, tell him to straighten it out, and your life will be saved. You'll have a break. Now that hair curling up is what we must do to that conditioned part of us that has become habitual. The worry, the doubt, the fear. We must give it something to do so that even when our surface mind is going crazy, the animal instinct of all of those lesser ways of being in the world will not devour us. We must be so devoted to what we really are as spiritual beings that when the surface begins to break up, we start going through our transformation. We're at our wits' end. We don't know what to do. We have such a habitual response to life that it takes us over and it changes us in spite of our little selves because we're stepping into our spiritual self that has all power. We want to hold on. Maybe we want to hold on to something. And then when we do, something else happens when we get into that spiritual realm. We want to be in resentment, but we hold on to that spiritual self and something else happens. We want to not maybe do our best today and we get into that spiritual nature and something else takes us over because we're spiritualizing our entire life. This is what the ascension process is all about. We give the animal aspect something to do. We begin to tell ourselves, first and foremost, that we're on a spiritual path, always, no matter what's going on. We're going through transformation, nothing remaining the same, a constant expansion of our awareness. We begin to tell ourselves, I'm here to give. I'm here to share myself. It breaks the limited perspective of our ego so that we don't go around saying, I don't have enough, I'm not enough, I have diminishing returns. We begin to tell ourselves, I'm here to give. I'm here to share. I'm here to tell myself, I'm here to invest in life, to make a contribution bigger than myself. And as we get into that, we'll understand that we're celebrating Palm Sunday all of the time, realizing it's a preparation for the great demonstrations that are about to come. We'll simply understand that we've requalified that instinct, that reactionary part of us, and up-leveled our energy so that we're stepping into our divine nature. And in this divine nature, in this mystery, things begin to unfold that we can't define by words, but we know we can feel it in our hearts. That's where the power is. You know, it doesn't matter what's going on the outside. There's a part of us we call the Christ presence, never been hurt, never been harmed, never been endangered in any way. It stays the same. So when we do that, we understand the power of getting into that ascension, that triumphant entry that Jesus did. Because what he was doing, he was stepping into consciousness, surrendering and releasing himself to the mystery. Understanding the mystery is a greater expression of love. It's a greater expression of peace, a greater expression of harmony, a greater expression of life. You know, he was bearing witness to that. So it didn't really matter what they were saying about him. It didn't matter what they said about him and how he was, just disrupting stuff, and it didn't matter what they called him. All of that was unimportant. He kept his eye focused on the Christ presence, which is that part of God in every one of us. So we let this Palm Sunday be a symbol of our indwelling Christ power that is directing us to be on that hunt for something good. And then we watch as that triumphant nature of our spirit repeats itself over and over and over again. We might think, oh, I'm not good enough, but we hear the Spirit of the living God to say you are an expression of the divine. You have never been made a spare part. We may hear that, oh, I'm just sickly, and the Spirit will say, no, you are a whole expression of the presence of God. You may hear that someone say to you, oh, you're not smart enough, but you can say, when I connect with the Spirit of the living God, I am downloading a genius capacity no matter what is going on in my life. That you're that magnificent, that you are the light that lighteth up every man and woman that comes into the world, and we have no limits when it comes to the spiritual nature. This is what the journey is all about. This is what Palm Sunday is all about. This is that Christ in you and me is all about. And next week, I'll tell you the rest of the story. As I said, next week we're going to have, so be Easter, we're going to be talking about how to overcome the world, all those challenges that we seem to have, and what the methods that we can learn from the story to apply in our life. And we'll have Reverend Deborah doing the meditation and music from our SLC choir will be here next week, and we'll have our Soul Light Connection folks, as always, bringing us magnificent melodies from the spheres coming to us. So yes. I need to give him his own show. I love it. I love it. Well, if you want some prayer immediately after the service, if you're going through some sort of challenge, the prayer chaplains are available to pray with you. Just look for someone that has one of the white stoles. And like I said, if you don't have to wait till you have, at your wit's end. You can be celebrating something good in your life, and they'll pray for you just to amplify the good that's there as well. For those who are online that are made new to us, that want to stay in contact with what's happening at Spiritual Life Center, we invite you or anyone at any time to fill in one of the welcome cards and just go to slcworld.org, go to Connect tab, and you can fill out a card, and it will keep you in contact with who we are and what we're about and what's going on. But more importantly, I just want to acknowledge anyone here for the very first time today. Any first-timers? If you would raise your hand, any first-timers here at our second service today? Okay, I think we're all familiar with one another then. But as I always like to say, if we're a little better today than we were yesterday, or a little better now than you were before you came in, you're a new person. So welcome to all the newcomers that are here today. Yes, you're new, always better, always growing, always unfolding. For those who would like to support Spiritual Life Center with your gift or your offering, you can online, you can text SLC Love to 44321. Text SLC Love to 44321, or go to our website, slcworld.org, click the Donate tab, and it'll give you other ways that you can give, including sending a check by mail if that's something that you prefer to do. For those who are here today, we invite you to take your gift or your love offering and just symbolically raise it to the heavens, which is always expansion. And also, if you've already given, know that you're already in the flow of a principle that says whatever you give out, it does come back. That is the nature of this universe. So we can never outgive the presence of God. So the more we give, the more comes back to us. So with that awareness, I invite us collectively to affirm our offertory blessing together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God. Thank you, God.
And we'd love to invite you to sing this song with us, so if you're so inspired, because we're gonna sing Hosanna in the highest. So lift your voices with us. We sing Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. When you come, everything must change. Sing Hosanna, Hosanna. Now that you're here, now that you're here, this place will never be the same. As you rode into Jerusalem, the city filled the street with palms. And now you've come here like a rushing wind, and we will join in their response. We sing Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. Hosanna in when you come, everything must change. We sing Hosanna, Hosanna. Now that you're here, now that you're here, this place will never be the same. We cry Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. Hosanna in when you come, everything must change. We cry Hosanna, Hosanna. Now that you're here, now that you're here, this place will never be the same. As you walk the road of suffering, each step the way to mastery, each step the way to mastery, you demonstrate triumphantly, the Christ light that will shine in me, We sing Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. When you come, everything must change. We sing Hosanna, Hosanna. Now that you're here, this place will never be the same. We cry Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. When you come, everything will change. We cry Hosanna, now that you're here, this place will never be the same. Sing, you are welcome here, you are welcome here, life is changed forevermore. As you come before, now you have appeared. Life is changed. Sing, you are welcome. You are welcome. Life is changed forevermore. As you come before, now you have appeared. Life is changed forevermore. Now we follow through expectantly. Spirit of God, raise up in me. Unconscious minds we overcome, and with joyful hearts we'll sing along. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. Hosanna in when the you highest. Come, when you come, everything must change. We cry Hosanna, Hosanna. Now that you're here, this place will never be the same. This place will never be the same. Come on, sing, sing Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. When you come, everything must change. We sing Hosanna, now that you're here. This place will never be the same. This place will never be the same. Sing, you are welcome here. You are welcome here. As you come before, life is changed forevermore. Sing, you are welcome. You are welcome. Life You are in me. Always, always and forever. La da 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 da.
Give them a hand. They bring a special energy to us, and we're grateful. Thank you for Reverend Janée for helping set this up, and all those in our youth ministry, and they are the leaders. Not for tomorrow, right? For today. Yes, we thank them. We appreciate them. We behold the magnificence that they are. And we bless those who have blessed us with their gifts and offerings today or throughout the week, knowing that the giver and the receiver both will be benefited. For this is the nature of life. And so we know that the givers will be benefited because whatever we give out, we keep. We'll get a benefit that comes back to us in ways we never imagined, from directions we never thought of. For this is how Spirit works. We indeed are in the flow of this spiritual energy that says, in and out, give and return. That is the nature of Spirit. So we give thanks for those who are supporting this community, for those who are looking to grow, develop, unfold, and make a difference in our world as well as their lives. We bless those who have left their prayers in the prayer box today or throughout the week. For we're reminded that in this thing called life, that there are always challenges and sometimes that we go through or grow through. But when we lean on that presence and rest assured in that presence, we know that there is a divine and perfect answer waiting to be expressed. As the scripture says, before they call, I've already answered you. So even before we know what the prayer need is, the Spirit of God that is in all, knows all, past, present, and future, has already provided us the answer. So no matter what challenges that we may be going through, or those who have left their prayers in the prayer box are going through, the Spirit of a living God is the answer. And I would go so far as to say that it does not just give us the answer, it is the answer. The consciousness of the Spirit of God, once you are in that, all the seeming problems seem to dissipate and dissolve into the nothingness from which they have come, never to exist again. So no matter how challenging the situation may be, we are reminding ourselves that there is no challenge bigger than the presence and the power and the love of God, because with God for us, there can be nothing against us. For this and so much more, we're grateful and thankful as we go forth, manifesting the all good of this presence. So it is, and so we let it be. Amen. Well, with that, let us join in as we affirm together our prayer for protection. Let us embody these words as if we're hearing them and speaking them for the very first time, for they are the truth. And so we want them to cause our cells in our body just to vibrate and dance with this truth. So let's say it, our affirmation together. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is. I am. And all is well. And that's the truth. Peace and blessings. Have a great week. Oh, yeah. Oh, Lord. I got ahead of myself. Spirit is up there and I'm down here. Let's sing up.
Let's do it. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator.
God is creator.
Family all are we, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony.
Let peace, let it begin
with me. Let this be the moment now. Let this be the moment.
Peace and blessings. Hang around for some post-service music, and have a great week.